Hi everyone, in this video we'll be looking at updating the GTM variables and I'll show you what to do there. So if we go back into our import, the import we've just done, which is this one here, we want to go ahead and change our variables. So there are two places that you will be changing your variables. One is on the variable section and the other one is the trigger. Because there are some triggers that don't take variables, oddly enough, but anyway. That's what we're going to do here. All right, so I'm just going to pause the video while I set up a few things. I'll be back with you in a sec. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to create, I'm going to embed the decision tree on a page on this website here, which is called LeadsTesting.com. It's a page that I, sorry, it's a WordPress site on a $3 a month HostGator account. And this is where I tend to do most of our testing, or we tend to do most of our testing. As the reason why we do it on a very cheap and unoptimized site is because we want to see the performance of LeadsHook on something that is quite cheap and not optimized. Obviously not recommended, but that's what we like to test at the sort of in the worst case scenario and see how the performance is. All right, so this is where I'm going to be putting the decision tree. The decision tree that I'm going to be using is this one here. It says GTM GTM test, which is right over here, and I'll show you what to do with regards to this. Right, so first let's change the variables now. So we're going to go back to changing of our variables, which is right over here, which is the import that we did, and I'm going to go and just change the constants. That's all you're changing, right? Changing the constants. So I'm going to go into GA tracking ID, which is this one here. Go ahead and click that, and I want to replace that with my with this ID here, which is my GA UA code, the Google Analytics code. Copy and paste. Go ahead and save that. Right, it's taking its time. Okay. The other one you want to change is Facebook, but for now I'm not going to update Facebook yet because I've got a future video that's coming up, but you do the same thing basically there by clicking the Facebook Pixel ID and go ahead and change that. If you want, you can continue to watch these videos where I'll show you where to replace that, but we just want to do it one at a time so we don't open up too many issues with if something doesn't work. Right, so that's the reason why. GTM origins, that's just your subdomain. Once again, nothing to change there, and this is where the other two variables are. So your domain, that is in my case Wiz testing, but how we want to test that is we want to go ahead and remove this, and if I press enter, you'll see that it loads up to Wiz testing. If that does that, then I'm going to put it as my domain. If it remains at WizTesting.com without the www, then don't add the www. Okay, so essentially you just want to start with the with your root domain like this, press enter and see where it ends up. If it goes to www, then use that option. If it doesn't, then stick to where you end up. All right, so in my case it's www, so I'm going to use that. All right, go and change that. All right, so that's how. Sorry, let me discard this because I wasn't paying attention as to whether I need to put the HTTPS. I don't think I do. Yes, correct. All right, so make sure no HTTPS, just your domain. All right. Okay, save. It's loading up there. Now comes the subdomain. In my case, the subdomain is, when I go to LeadsHook, it'll be that basically, ftest4 .leadshook.io. So copy that, go back into here, and go ahead and change that. Remove the HTTPS bit, and that's it. That's done. Save. Right, now there's one extra place you need to change is if you go to triggers, you'll see that that one there says wistesting.com. These variables have to be hard coded, right? So those two are fine. This one here, you have to manually change it, right? There's no way to put we've tried to do variables, but they just don't work. And I've had that confirmed by a GTM expert that will not work. So in my case, wistesting.com is correct. In your case, you will change it to your domain, okay? Which is going to be, so basically what you're going to put here is the same as what you put over here. Right there, okay? So these two would be the same. So your domain, whatever you put here, is exactly the same thing that you will put under triggers over here. All right, and that basically completes it. So in my case, obviously it's the same, so I won't have to. In your case, you will have to replace that, and you do that simply by clicking that, come over here, and go ahead and replace this. All right, just cut in, delete that, and then copy and paste or type it in, and that's it. And then you'll go ahead and press save. All right, so that's what you're going to do in your case. So that basically are the variables that are done for now. And so we're going to go ahead and start doing the implementation soon, but there's a few extra steps to do. So next thing we're going to look at is step 5. All right, so this completes step 4, which is updating of the GTM variables. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.